Good day and welcome to Daikin launch of the new R32 Inverter Rooftop. My name is Tanya Rodzinski and I do consulting sales at Daikin Cape Town branch. There is a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen where you can post your questions, which are going to be answered after the presentation. Before introducing the new range of rooftop units, let us have an overview for a few minutes of the cooling heating requirements on global scale. I'm sure that you have noticed that the cities we work in and also live in are in constant evolution. They keep growing in size as well. The International Energy Agency has done research on the trend of building cooling heating requirements. As you can see from the graph, the cooling demand is projected to increase by 20% in the next 20 years. There is not only a significant increase in demand in comfort cooling, but also in the health sector and industrial applications like warehouses and data center cooling. The challenge for all of us is to address this demand in the most energy efficient and sustainable way. And there is a framework in place to do exactly that. The United Nations have provided 17 Sustainable Development Goals to be achieved by the year 2030. The sustainability is one of the very important environmental aspects. So, can Daikin do more to support this development? And the answer, of course, yes, we can. The 4 goals highlighted here are the ones where Daikin Group is already contributing to. Cooling, heating, and ventilation provides comfort and well-being to people. With our refrigeration solutions, we help maintaining food quality and reduce food loss. The Sustainable Development Goals are reflected in our Vision 2050. They are also reflected in Daikin yearly environmental report. This graph showing the leaf represents what we want to do for commercial applications in terms of sustainability. From left to right, we visualize our contributions to circular economy, innovation, and smart use. As you will see, the new Daikin rooftop perfectly fits in that new approach. Firstly, innovation. Innovation by using lower global warming potential technologies with R32 refrigerant. Next to it, smart controls and monitoring to maintain your customer installations. And lastly, we contribute to the circular economy by recycling aluminium, copper, and refrigerants. This graph, I'm sure, is not new to you. It represents phase-down step of F-gas refrigerant quota, and Daikin is contributing to it by driving the market to lower global warming potential alternatives. In terms of refrigerant alternatives, different types are being marketed. And global warming potential is not only criteria for selecting refrigerant. What about the refrigerant thermal capacity? What about its toxicity, flammability, operating pressures? There are many factors to consider. Daikin's choice of R32 refrigerant was made after the careful consideration of all those factors. We started with R32 back in 2012 with residential units and gradually moved to light commercial products, residential heat pumps, and scroll chiller technology. In Japan, Daikin launched its first R32 VRV back in 2018. It's called the Green Multi. Last year, we introduced the R32 Mini VRV5 system to the European market. And now, we're introducing our new rooftop range. Indoor air quality has to improve if we ever want to have a chance at keeping viruses out of closed environments. Pollution is one of the major difficulties, and keeping pollution out where Daikin expertise comes through. We will explain how we address indoor air quality with our new rooftop range. But first, let us take a step back and discuss the background of this development and why we have decided to redesign the rooftops. Daikin is following the eco-design regulation for different HVAC products. Rooftops fall within the Lot 21 framework, together with the largest SKY systems, VRVs, and chillers. Since 2018, when it first came into place, Daikin had to meet specific energy efficiency requirements. From the 1st of January this year, we have moved into the Tier 2 framework for Lot 21, increasing these minimum primary efficiency requirements. This resulted in a massive change in the requirements for rooftop products, so we had to redesign and bring forward the new range. Rooftops in general is easy to install solution for optimal climate control. They are monoblock units with no additional piping or connections to be made on site. The units come pre-charged with refrigerant, so no additional charge is required. There are a set of pre-fitted features that allow maximum flexibility, available as standard. The unit can meet fresh air and filtration requirement for any applications where indoor air quality is critical. There are also multi-directional air supply and return possibilities. It is easy to service the unit. And now let us have a look at the different versions of the new R32 range. First of all, we have the base series. These models operate on 100% recirculated air and are mostly used in warehouses, logistical centers, technical cooling environments with limited human activity, so fresh air supply is not required. Secondly, we have FC2 series, which have two damper versions with integrated fresh air supply. These units are suited for retail stores, larger malls, manufacturing plants where there is human presence and fresh air supply is required. In this application, the building is overpressurized and pressure balance would have to be achieved by opening windows, doors, or by means of the extraction fan provided by others. Next is FC3 series. This is a 3-damper version where we have full fresh air management. There is a third damper for extraction to ensure that there is no overpressure in the building. Typical applications would be offices, banks, conference rooms, in general where you don't have possibility of opening doors or have local extraction. The fourth and completely new version is RS4 series, which offers heat recovery with the cross-flow heat exchanger. This is a 4-damper arrangement. This is the most advanced and most energy-efficient solution. Cross-contamination of airflow is not possible thanks to the design of cross-flow heat exchanger. And application would be similar to FC3 series. The capacity ranges from 25 kilowatt up to 190 kilowatt. And with this lineup of R32 rooftops, we are taking a new approach. We know that for many applications, the request is to have a unit with standard features and short delivery time. And for this, we have made-to-stock units. However, we also wanted to offer more flexibility for specific projects and specific customer needs. And for this, we provide different options and allow to fully customize unit. And those are made to order. To summarize, we have 4 types of versions. Base, 100% recirculated air, FC2 with fresh air, FC3 with fresh air and extraction, and RS4 with a cross-flow heat exchanger. The made-to-stock units are off the shelf and available and offered in base FC2, FC3 version in all capacities. The made-to-order units, which offer full flexibility, also available in the 4 different versions in all capacity sizes. And now we will have a look in more detail in versions and operating airflows. The first one is the base unit, and as it was mentioned before, it is 100% recirculating unit. The intake air goes through the air filter, and this is the filter is standard ISO course 75% G4. We can also slide an extra filter through the available free filter slot for post-filtration, which is optional. Supplier fans are EC plug fans with minimum external static pressure of 300 pascals. And all the units have supply and return flexibility, which depends on the size and version. Next is FC2 units. The key difference compared to the base unit is that FC2 unit integrates fresh air supply. The FC2 version has 2 dampers, a return and fresh air damper. And as you can see, the return air goes through return air damper and is mixed with the fresh air that comes through the fresh air damper here. The mixture of return and fresh air is being filtered through the different filter sections. Then it's treated by the indoor coil to required thermal conditions, and finally supplied to the building by means of the single or multiple supplier fans, depending on the unit size. 2 dampers always work in synchronized way. For example, if the fresh air damper is open 30%, your return air damper will be open 70%. When adding fresh air, you have to provide local extraction to prevent overpressure inside the building. The fresh air integration can be managed in fixed way, a fixed damper opening, or in proportional way, controlled by Daikin CO2 sensor. We can also offer free cooling operation, and this can be achieved when the outdoor temperature is lower than the indoor temperature, and there is an actual demand for cooling. Next is FC3 units. FC3 unit configuration has 3 damper arrangement and extraction fan. The arrangement is different from FC2, where we only have supplier fans and there is an overpressure in the building. With FC3 version, say if we have, for example, 30% fresh air added to the return air, which is 70%, we will also have to extract 30% of the air in the building to keep the building, to keep the pressure balance in the building. The extracted air is sent over the outdoor heat exchanger, And this way we benefit from the thermodynamic heat recovery, which increase efficiency and decrease defrost timing. The mixed air follows the process of FC2 unit, which was described earlier. We also offer free cooling operation with this option. The RS4 unit version, this rooftop range is the most energy efficient solution. We have two modes available. Heat recovery mode, where the plate heat exchanger is active, or bypass mode, where the fresh air is directly supplied to the building. To allow for both modes to work, the unit has 4 dampers with only 3 working at any given time. Here we have fresh air going in through the fresh air damper and across the plate heat exchanger. On the other perpendicular side, we have extracted air entering the cross-flow heat exchanger. After the heat recovery exchange happens from both streams, the air is being mixed with the remainder of return air in the mixing chamber. Next stage is a sequence of multiple filtration stages, after which the air goes through the coil and distributed to the air-conditioned space by the supplier fans. The cross-flow heat exchanger is available in 2 versions. First one is to manage 50% of fresh air, and the other one is to manage 100% of fresh air. Efficiency of the heat exchanger is up to 58%. There is no risk of cross-flow contamination, which is critical during pandemic. The dimensions are compact. On this slide, you can see RS4 unit operation in bypass mode. In the bypass mode, the fresh air damper is completely closed, and the bypass damper, which is also connected to the outdoor air, is open for free cooling. It happens obviously under certain conditions. In this case, the extracted air is going individually through the cross-flow heat exchanger, and no heat recovery is taking place. And now we're going to look at key features of MTS and MTO units. First of all, R32 refrigerant. The unit use R32 refrigerant. The global warming potential is reduced by 68% in comparison to R410A refrigerant. And this plays a very important role in order to comply with F-gas phase down scheme. The R32 refrigerant offers high overall efficiency, and this is also critically important to meet the Lot 21 Tier 2. This is a single component refrigerant, which is easy to reuse and recycle at the end of life. Next important factor, that all our units have inverter-driven compressors with the best-in-class seasonal efficiencies when working in part load conditions. Inverter compressors available in all our units up to 120 kilowatt. In the capacity class from 70 kilowatt to 120, we have 2 compressors in one circuit. One compressor is inverter, second is on-off compressor. From 140 kilowatt to 190 kilowatt, the unit have 4 compressors divided into 2 circuits. In higher capacities unit, the need for inverter compressors is less critical and we are achieving smooth capacity control with 4 on-off compressors while maintaining high efficiencies. The casing. The unit casing is made with double skin insulated panels. This will provide optimal acoustic and thermal insulation, which makes huge difference in energy saving. This is hygienic structure which can easily be cleaned and washed. And sandwich panels ensure structural strength and solidity thanks to the high density of polyurethane foam used in the filling process. The user interface is now color and more user-friendly. The new controller screen is connected to the main control board, and you can also connect it either to BMS system or an extra remote controller screen for the indoor installation. As standard, the controller allows for BACnet and Modbus integration, and we even provide more connectivity flexibility for the MTO units, made-to-order units that will be covered later. We have clogged filter alarm present in all units. A warning status will be reported on the unit controller, which will indicate that the filters should be replaced. Modification on the allowed pressure drop is possible based on the requirements of your building. This is done to maximize system running time and minimize electricity consumption. Leak detection. The unit comes standard with factory-mounted leak detection device. What happens when leak is detected? Compressors are all disabled. All dampers are fully open. Fresh air dampers, if present, will go to maximum fresh air intake, and full extraction will take place. This way, you will dilute the refrigerant leak quickly and safely. Optimal performance and reliability. How do we achieve this? First of all, the outdoor heat exchanger was completely redesigned. It is now V-shape design, which helps in achieving higher efficiencies. The coil also has hydrophilic coating for better water evacuation, which is especially useful during defrost. We have integrated drain pan with heater to evacuate ice water and avoid unwanted ice formation in the drain pan. Here you can see a rendering of the full V-shaped coil present in the larger units, and some images of the units produced in the factory. Operation range. In cooling, we can go from -10 up to 48 degrees dry bulb. And we can further expand down to -15 if we use EC fans on the outdoor side. That would be a good option for technical cooling operation. In heating mode, we can operate from -15 to 26 degrees. And actually, we can guarantee the performance down to -20. We can meet different temperature requirements for a wide range of diverse climate. So let me summarize all the efficiency improvements on our new range. First of all, inverter-driven EC fans on both supply and extraction side. New inverter compressors. Top efficient R32 refrigerant choice. Completely redesigned heat exchangers. You can see also seasonal efficiencies in both cooling and heating operation of the new rooftops. In orange line actually represents legal limit since of an energy efficiency legal limit from the 1st of January 2021. The green line is a market average, and in purple is a new seasonal efficiency of Daikin rooftop. Our units underwent performance validation and TÜV Nord in Germany, which is quite unique for our industry. The actual testing was done and certified. We would like to provide full flexibility for specific projects. In order to achieve this, we have the MTO, made to order range, where we have series of options to customize the unit. We have indoor side options, outdoor side options, as well as control options, which we can choose from. We will explain some of the main ones in the following slides. First of all, auxiliary heaters to choose from. You can have gas burner, electric heater, or hot water coils. For the gas burner, the capacity is on average 103% of the total unit capacity, and it can work with both methane and propane. For the electric heater, there are two different sizes. One which provides 26% of the total capacity, and second one which provides 39% of the total capacity on average. The hot water coils are also available in two sizes. This can provide on average 139% and 172% of the total capacity of the unit. Most of the auxiliary heat sources can take the full capacity of the unit. It can be used in very low ambient temperatures or as a backup in case there would be like a technical interruption on the heat pump side. We also have the possibility of having an immersed electrode humidifier, which is available in two sizes, depending on your required humidity and application. The post-heating function is done by gas discharge from the compressor. Here you can see like in more graphical representation all the options in the slides before. So we have different coils: the preheater water coil, unit supply coil, post-heating coil, hot water coil, electric heater and gas heater, as well as the humidifier, and even the fans are visible here. So you can imagine that adding all these additional components will result in additional internal head losses. And in order to accommodate for this, we also provide the possibility of different fan sizes. On the fan selection, we have a variety of optional choices. We have different sizes and materials for any application. High efficiency levels in all working conditions. Fan size is selected automatically by the new selection software based on the external static pressure requirements. 300 pascals is the minimum for all units. And depending on configuration, you can go up to 700 pascals or 900 pascals if required. Next is the filter flexibility. MTS units have standard factory mounted ISA 75G4 filter. Post-filtration rigid back filters are available as accessories to slide into the free slots on the unit. In the MTO units, the filters are selected as options and they will be factory mounted during the final assembly process. The required filtration setup needs to be predetermined beforehand and it will be factory mounted onto your MTO unit. Before we continue further, let us try to understand why air filtration is important in the current circumstances more than ever. On average, in Europe, people spend 90% of their lives indoors. It is obviously less in South Africa. Level of indoor pollutants can be 2 to 5 times higher than outdoor levels. Some indoor pollutants can be 100 times more damaging than outdoor equivalents. Indoor air pollution can lead to serious health problems. Statistics from World Health Organization shows that 4.3 million people die annually because of substandard indoor air quality. Poor air quality results in loss of productivity and is estimated to be worth tens of billions of euros worldwide. So, to address the above concerns, we offer a wide range of fresh air integration possibilities and flexibility in filtration. In addition to the options mentioned before, we have also the following. Outdoor anti-corrosion treatment, outdoor coil anti-corrosion treatment, flexibility to change the fans to increase external static pressure if required, electronic soft starter on non-inverter driven compressors, soundproof compressor compartment. On the control side, we have next to the standard factory mounted BACnet IP and Modbus TCP on over IP, we have CNMP protocol, Modbus Loanworks, and BACnet MSTP. This will cover the full spectrum of available BMS protocols in the market. And now I will quickly guide you through the selection of the unit. First of all, you will have to log with your DICOM credentials. And then you will be redirected to the main screen where you can just let me switch it on, the quick video, where you can make selection of the unit. Example is set on 3 damper arrangement. You will be prompted to the screen where you can select the different options for the unit. Once you selected them, you can go towards the selection of the parameter screens. Here you can make a selection based on specific input parameters or calculate your unit's part load or maximum performance. You can input design temperatures, your desired filtration level, as well as ESP requirements. And when you click select, you will obtain a list to select from. Finally, you can create and download your report, which will have all the details of the unit. You will have your spec tables for both heating and cooling. You will also have operating envelope in both heating and cooling. And afterwards, the fan curves for all your fans: supplier fan, return air fan, outdoor fan. You will also have psychometric charts and dimensional drawing of the selected unit. And to summarize the launch of the new R32 rooftop range, we have 16 sizes in 25 to 190 kilowatt capacity range, all fitted with low global warming potential R32 refrigerant. Made to stock units are available in base, FC2 and FC3 versions. Made to order, available in base, FC2, FC3 and RS4 configuration. We have inverter compressors from 25 kilowatt to 120 kilowatt units. We have market-leading seasonal efficiencies, which are third-party certified. We have new selection software for easy selection and quotation. We have wide range of available options, 3 years of standard warranty. And to conclude, we believe that this is the best and complete rooftop product offering on the market. Thank you for your attention.